Welcome to the AI for Oklahoma Classrooms podcast, a production of the Oklahoma State Department of Education's Office of AI and Digital Learning. I'm your host, Dr. Karen Leonard. We're so glad you're here. We started this journey because we believe in the power of Oklahoma teachers. We know the passion you bring to your students, but we also know that Sunday night feeling, the mountain of grading and the 3 different lesson plans you need for Monday morning. AI isn't here to replace the magic you bring to your classroom. It's here to be your ultimate teaching partner, helping you clear the busy work so you can get your weekends back and focus on what you love doing most, teaching. It's time to take just a minute to reflect on where we've started and where we are now. When we started this journey, we talked about that Sunday night feeling, the mountain of prep work that often stands between us and our rest. Our goal was to turn AI into a digital intern that clears the busy work so you can focus on the students who make this job so rewarding. Today isn't about learning a new tool. It's about celebrating the time you've reclaimed and making a plan to protect it for the upcoming school year. In the last episode, we discussed a 5-minute vetting process to ensure that any new AI tool is safe, effective, and actually worth your time. Think about how far we've come in just 13 episodes. We've moved from understanding AI as a sophisticated pattern matcher to using it as a master researcher for local Oklahoma math problems and as an accessibility architect for UDL and IEP drafting. We've even explored how to create custom visuals to explain those abstract concepts that used to take hours to find in a textbook. Now it's time for some teacher math. I want you to look back at your calendar for the last few months. Think about the tasks you've handed off to your AI intern. The initial drafting of parent newsletters, generating tiered vocabulary lists, creating 4-point rubrics from scratch, and vetting lesson hooks for real-world experience. If you've saved just 30 minutes a week on each of these, you've reclaimed hours of your life. This reflection isn't just a feel-good exercise. It's a professional time audit. By acknowledging exactly where you save time, you can stop those administrative drifts from creeping back into your weekends. For our educators in rural districts or those managing multiple preps, these saved hours are a lifeline. But this reflection phase is also about recognizing the shift in your role. You're moving from a content creator who has to build everything from a blank page to an efficiency architect. In this new role, you spend less time on formatting and more time on the heart of teaching, building relationships, providing targeted feedback, and being the head chef who ensures the quality of everything that enters your classroom. This shift from content creator to efficiency architect requires a new set of professional habits. It's not enough to simply save time. You have to protect it. Think of it as installing a digital gate around those newly reclaimed minutes. A good efficiency architect doesn't just clear the debris. They design the workflow to prevent new clutter. But how do you do that? It starts with intentional boundary setting. For example, if you now use AI to draft your weekly email updates in 10 minutes instead of 30, don't use those 20 saved minutes to immediately start a new unrelated task. Instead, block that 20 minutes off on your calendar for high leverage activities, those that require your unique professional expertise. This might mean sitting down and reviewing the previous day's student work to identify 3 specific groups that need differentiated instruction tomorrow. Or perhaps it means using that protected time for deep lesson study, refining the core concepts with local, culturally relevant examples that only you, the classroom expert, can provide. We've seen teachers use this protected time to transform their small group instruction, moving from generic review to targeted personalized interventions. We've also heard from teachers in our rural districts who are now spending less time manually duplicating resources for their multiple preps and more time collaborating across grade levels. This isn't just reducing stress, it's about maximizing impact. You are intentionally prioritizing the parts of teaching that create lasting, meaningful connections with your students, the very reasons you became an educator in the first place. As we head into our next episode, remember that the brain is always the boss. The goal of using AI is never to remove the human element. It's to protect it. When you aren't exhausted by the busy work of drafting emails or searching for images, you have more emotional energy for the student who needs a little extra encouragement or the colleague who needs a listening ear. At the end of every episode, we end with the tomorrow morning test. One specific, actionable AI win you can use in your classroom the very next day. We're going to call this episode's test the Reflection Phase Time Check. So first, just take out a blank piece of paper. And then I want you to list 3 specific tasks that you've used AI recently for that used to take you more than 20 minutes to do manually. Then I just want you to calculate the total time you saved this month. Use that number as your permission slip to leave school 15 minutes early one day this week or to enjoy a Sunday evening entirely AI and work-free. Well, that's it for this episode. You've had time to reflect on your use of AI. You've done the hard work of shifting your habits, and your students are seeing the benefits of a more energized, focused teacher. In our next episode, we'll look at partnering with parents. We'll talk about how to build trust through transparency and how to communicate your AI classroom goals to families clearly. Thank you for joining me for this episode of AI for Oklahoma Classrooms, brought to you by the OSDE's Office of AI and Digital Learning. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with a colleague who could use a little more time back in their day. Remember this: AI lightens the load. You bring the heart, the expertise, and make the impact in your classroom. See you next time.